Here, head system trader Macro Ops, and what I'm going to talk about today is my process of managing different time frames and different assets throughout the trading day. So what I use mostly, I focus on charts because that gives me the price action data and it allows me to make my decisions. So basically I have a couple of different strategies running at any given time. I have my main business strategy, which is my end of day swing trading strategy, the vol breakout strategy or failed vol breakout strategy. I swing trade this on like 35 different assets, futures and currencies. And that one takes, I wait till the bar close of all the futures contracts and all the currencies. So because it's a 24-hour strategy, I trade off 24-hour candles or daily bars. And very simply what that is I just, here's when I'm in. So this is my daily FBO. So the way I have my parameters in place, I have my setup, I know where I'm going to get in and get out, and then I enter my trade. So the way I do this at the end of every day is I just scan right through my different assets until I find a setup. And once I have a setup, I'll stop. It's this quick. There's a dog barking. It's this quick to just blast through all my charts. I had one that I got into yesterday. And as you can see here, so I got in here and it's moving nicely in my direction. And so I'm blasting through all these different futures contracts, or I'm sorry, currencies. And there's literally so the distance to the midline did not allow me to take that one. There is absolutely no trades to be done, it looks like. Yep. No trades to be done in the currency space. So I'm off to, okay. All my futures contracts, notice they're all basically the same chart on the equity indices except EMD and RTY. They're the same as each other. And then we have Nikkei. Now I'm going to look at bonds. Nothing on bonds. I'm going to go to the 10-year note. They're all going to be the same, so I really don't need to waste anything there. Next, I go to oil. There's a potential, there was a move. Okay, it looks like on, so this one I'll be setting perhaps the parameters on for a buy. We'll look at that later on in the week. Natty gas. This is one I was in already. I got in down here. I hit my profit target and I exited today. So no trade there. Gold. Now gold I'm in on a weekly time frame. You can see it vol broke out here and has been running, and I've moved it to a weekly time frame. So if I get daily signals, the only ones I'll take would be ones that I would add to my position here, which I may have a potential one here today. So see how that plays out. Copper, nothing. Silver, silver I'm on a long-term one as well. Then we have platinum, we have palladium, which did another vol breakout that I did not get into, and it potentially could run further into the grains and the ags. And there you go. So we had a vol breakout on Bitcoin here. I got in, blasted, confirmed, and then we came back and we stayed within the parameters here. So this is still long. So I've gone through and I've covered probably 30 to 40 different assets in all of about less than 4 minutes. There was no trades to be done, maybe crude, so I'll come back to that. So that's how I do my end of day trading. Now, I don't need to have, I'll basically have one position, so I'm long the NASDAQ in the vol breakout. Make sure the time frame's correct. So I got in here on the vol breakout and I added on the Iranian missile thing. I got in there and added. So I'm long there on a daily. On a weekly, I'm long gold. So I'm going to want to go and have my weekly time frames up on both gold and silver. So we have two setups, and they are I have them here, but I don't really need to do it. And then I also have this here because I just kind of want to keep the big picture of gold going when I'm kind of sitting around and just curious of what's going on. I like to have a big picture of what is potential, so that I don't do something that's like not part of the plan. Then we go to our intraday trading. So I'll usually have a 4-hour or a 2-hour chart, or a 1-hour chart that I'll trade off of during the day. 4 hours is a little harder because it updates every 4 hours, which means 8, 12, 4, 8, 12, 4, 8. Basically from midnight to 4 a.m., those two updates on the chart, I'm not there for. So I oftentimes end up missing trades on that, where I should have adjusted my parameters or exited or something else happened. So oftentimes I will cut off 4-hour trading at around, if I don't get in by noon or before 4, I will probably stop doing those. Not probably, I stop doing those. And then it brings me back to the 1 hours. So at 8 a.m., at 12 p.m., at 4 a.m. or 4 p.m., I'm looking at the 4-hour charts, and every hour I have to have a look at the hourly charts to see. And as today we had a vol breakout, or failed vol breakout on the New Zealand dollar. So I got short, and nothing happened. So I closed at the end of the day. It just every hour I have to take a look at that chart. So I'm not jumping through charts. I'm not going crazy on it. I'm not doing anything. It's just I know that every hour I have an alarm. It goes off a minute before, and it says before each chart update goes, so that I know where to be and what to do. And then I'll just for my day trading, usually there's a couple that I'm paying attention to. So I would go through all the different financial or currencies. So I just kind of blow through those, and I'm not doing NASDAQ because I'm in that on the daily. So I can look at S&P, I can look at the Dow, I can look at the S&P 400, or I can look at Russell. And any one of those I can trade. And today what I did was I got long Russell here on the hourly. So when this formed, I just got long here. Boom, took off and didn't hit my target and started coming back. So I put in a trail stop, which got hit. And so locked in a little bit of profit, and that was the right move, it looks like. So stops are nice. Sometimes being a little too greedy, trying to get the whole move, you end up missing it. And the reason I did the hourly instead of the 5-minute, which I know some traders I work with did the 5-minute, they got in down here and they got out up here. Look, when you're looking at our multiples here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 4 or 5 R. I know they got a couple of R on that one, so they can size up their positions. I took the hourly just because, rather than the 5-minute, because I have a friend visiting, and we had a bunch of meetings. So part of my checklist, or am I going to be into meetings, and am I going to be able to manage this trade if I am in these meetings or whatever? So because I was in the meetings, I chose to either take the trade or not take the trade. I chose to take the trade, because I had to manage it accordingly. Now, if you don't have the checklist, go to my website. It's free. You can just go through all the different assets. Before every single trade, you can go through all your different setups. So that's one trade I took today. It was a small win, probably like right in, I got in out here on the bar close. So 1661. So like almost 1.5 points, looks like about 1.5 points on that. So it was like a half R, I think, is what I ended up getting on that. But if I am day trading, on a 5-minute chart, so I have a separate window for that. So you notice I'm not changing these. I'm adding. If I have any positions on, I always have them in the in my browser bar, and there's one I'm working off of. There's one I'm always working off of. So I don't have any positions here. So on this is my hourly time frame. I just know that this is my 1 hour. So I know which ones I'm going to be looking at. And I already have an idea of which futures contract is going to be setting up in the hour. So I don't need to, or for that day. So I don't need to go through all these every hour. I can just kind of, as I see them forming, I'll take a look and know what I need to work on today, what I need to pay attention to today, and what I don't. And then usually I'm going to have, I already know that we are in a bull quiet regime. I already know the way the Russell trades. And so I'm probably, if I'm going to day trade today, it's going to be the Russell. And so I don't need to have anything on my screen. I can just have the Russell here. I don't need to have all of them. Occasionally I do this. Actually, I don't anymore. But the other day I had something like this up, I think. Yeah, so that you could see. So I would have this is the 60. So I have my daily here, and it tells me that I'm in the bull quiet regime, so I know what sort of things are trading. And then I'll just take a look at, actually, let's do it this way. Futures there, and let's do I go ahead and I pull the, I do the intraday, the E-mini, or I'm sorry, the ETF for the Russell, because it doesn't do any overnight trading. So I can kind of see a different pattern that's going on there, just if I need to pay attention to anything. So obviously we're down at the bottom here. We got that reversal, hourly reversal that I traded, and it worked out a little bit differently on the ETF. So I'll do that. Occasionally I'll have that open, but usually it's just for a few minutes just to get my bearings, and then I'm back to here the entire time. So that's how I go through my charts during the day, and I'm not really frantically going through a bunch of these like these. I don't need to have that constantly up because I know what it's doing. I know we're in a bull quiet, so I know what the characteristics are. I can look at this, I can reference this as needed, but I don't need to have it open. I just want to trade off of what I'm going to do. So some people do both. I just prefer to do it this way. I'll snap back to it from time to time, take a look. Okay, that's interesting. Especially when I got on that 60-minute low trade, which you can see here in the 5-minute, is represented here on that. One thing that would have given me the increased confidence to take this trade is the fact that it is that bottom Bollinger, and on the hourly it got down to that. Let's see, it was down in that. It was below that bottom Bollinger. So the two different contracts trading did two different things because one trades 24 hours and the other one doesn't. All right, so that's what I got today. Like, subscribe, share it out to whoever you like. Thank you so much for communicating with me and giving me your requests and giving me the DMs and all the different ideas. It helps me generate what I know and to help you all out. And that's why I do this. So like and subscribe, ring that bell so you get notified when I do these. And hey, sign up for my email list on my website. I am at chrisdover.com, or you can get me at macro-ops.com/quant. Either one of those, sign up and you'll get access to my emails, and you won't have to be coming to the YouTube channel all the time to get this stuff and everything like that. Love you all. Happy trading.